day in the life of a bakery owner who survived her third storefront Thanksgiving, but this time with a little bit of a twist. I have always told you guys that I would be honest with you when it came to sharing about my business on social media, and I try to be as vulnerable as I possibly can, but this one's going to be a little too vulnerable for me, okay? So go ahead and buckle up. I was supposed to have a less stressful holiday season this year because I finally hired an extra decorator, and I was saying to myself the day that I hired her and literally shed a tear how excited I was because a weight had been lifted off of my shoulders. I felt like I was finally taking a huge step forward in my business, and that's exactly where I was wrong. Out of 4 of this girl's shifts, she called in for 2 of them, and immediately red flags started going off for me. But the girls at the bakery kept telling me, Abby, do not let your trauma get in the way. Talk to your therapist about this. Not everyone has bad intentions. Maybe something really is wrong with her. Maybe she really is sick. And I did think to myself, why would someone do this when they just started working somewhere and seemed to love it? When she called in the morning before Thanksgiving, I was very distraught because I had taken extra orders thinking that I was going to have extra help. However, it was just me. And while I am a total boss at frosting, I can only do so much. Of course, because I am who I am, I put on my big girl pants, went to work, and stayed there all day until I got the job done. And it was a sleigh, of course. But I had really thought that I had gotten this all figured out and I was about to just move my business to new heights. I let the day before Thanksgiving call-in slide because if you ever heard the term desperate people do desperate things, hello, I am opening another storefront next week. I need you, girl. And at this point, I'm thinking this girl must really, really be sick. So my entire family comes in for Thanksgiving on the weekend, and I know that it's Small Business Saturday and we are going to be busy. So I make sure that I have the new hire set up to help me on Small Business Saturday so that I could spend the day with my family in New Orleans, showing them the new shop because they hadn't seen it yet and just getting to hang out with them. Friday afternoon, the new hire texts me and says, hey, just making sure I come in tomorrow. Do we have orders? Do you need some help? I said, absolutely, please come in. I could definitely use your help and it's going to be a busy day. She texts me back and says, perfect, I will be there. And just in case my stomach gets upset, I'll even bring my medicine. Not even 3.5 hours later, I get a message from her that says, I hate to do this, blah, 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 blah. It was so long, but I quit. She blamed it on her stomach issues, but of course I'm kind of left wondering what on earth that even means. There really was no clarity around her stomach issues. And look, I am not saying that this girl was lying. I am just saying that I was put in a bind and my new decorator quit with 0 notice and I opened another store in literally 6 days. I'm sharing this because I would not want for someone to think for 1 second that my life is all sunshine and roses. And I know that you know that it's not because I share everything on this app with you guys, trying to be as vulnerable as I can. But right now, it literally feels like 2 steps forward and 3 steps back.